Hey guys, welcome to Badass Reviews. Pick up that remote. Today I'm going to do a spoiler-filled review of episode 9 as well as the whole season of HBO's Watchmen. So if you've not really watched it yet, I suggest you go watch it and then come back and listen to these later, because I will be spoiling a lot of plot details, theories and twists and turns of both episode 9 as well as the series as a whole. So alright, episode 9, it's titled See How They Fly. It's a season finale, it's possibly a series finale, because there isn't any plans for a second season, and we don't know yet what the plans are moving forward for Watchmen as a whole. But I thought it was a fantastic bookend to a fantastically written series as a whole. So we start off episode 9 with Adrian White finally rejoining the main timeline. If you remember, in the previous episode, so we've been led to believe that each episode is a year in White's timeline, and so time has passed, and now he finally rejoins the timeline that we, the viewer, are experiencing watching this the first 8 episodes. And we finally find out that the gold statue is actually Adrian White himself, encased in gold. It's a very carbonite kind of thing from the Star Wars, and we finally get this confirmation about his true relationship to Lady Trieu. And there's this great back and forth between the two of them, and I thought the two actors pulled it off really well. And then we move on into what was billed as the main plot of the finale, but ended up being a subplot in my opinion, and that is none other than Joaquin, hilariously over the top, performing his best comic book villain level of exposition. And I just knew that it wasn't gonna end very well for him. Then there's we also get a great nod, Laurie Blake there saying a thermodynamic miracle, which is an exact word by word from the comic. And as the scene moves on, basically Joaquin is trying to harness the power of Dr. Manhattan. As we left off in the previous episode, we find out that Dr. Manhattan has been transported, basically portaled into this into the 7th Cavalry's underground bunker, and Joaquin is trying to harness Dr. Manhattan's powers. He's complete in his Dr. Manhattan's undies, the ones that are famous with the V shape from the comics. And it was really good to see him finally get squeezed like a grape, I have to admit. I laughed out loud at that scene. And then we get into that takes up about the first quarter or so of the episode, maybe the first 30 minutes or so, I think. Actually maybe 40 or so. So then we get into the meat of the episode, in my opinion, the crux of this whole season, in fact. The burgeoning love story between Angela Abar, Sister Knight, the lead character, as well as Dr. Manhattan. We get a 10-minute, absolutely heart-wrenching, white-knuckling, edge of your seat sequence that pays off in all the ways. I mean, what a scene that was. The dialogues by Lindelof himself, as well as Nick Hughes, who also co-wrote The Leftovers with. He also wrote Maniac, and he's the son of a longtime Lindelof Lost collaborator Carlton Hughes. They did a fantastic job. The dialogue was simple, very heart-tugging. I felt it was very simple between two characters that are not really what you would consider the usual romance partnership, and the music by Reznor and Ross throughout this 10-minute scene is just very emotional. the poignancy of Angela against the final realization of a nonchalant Dr. Manhattan. I felt that played off very well. Separated by a mirror, separated by a glass. So that was, I thought that was a great setup in a sense. And the whole scene was portrayed brilliantly by Regina King and Yahya Abdul Mateen II. Mateen, there's this whole, I would say, back and forth between Angela and Dr. Manhattan, where Mateen says, I don't, she asks Dr. Manhattan, you sent, Ozymandias, Laurie Blake, as well as Looking Glass away, why do you keep me here? And, he just says that he doesn't want to be alone when he dies. And man, that hit all the feels. For someone that is portrayed as a god in the comics, he's unfeeling and all that. I actually felt that when I read the comic, it's more that the human of John Osterman takes over the sometimes pragmatism of this otherworldly godlike character, Dr. Manhattan. And I thought it was really portrayed fantastically shown in this particular scene, when he says that at the end of the day, the reason he wanted her to be there is that because he didn't want to be alone when he died. And I think that it's not easy for an actor to convey emotion while displaying absolutely none on their face. And I thought Mateen did a great job there. Regina King with her desperate pleas for Dr. Manhattan, her husband Cal, to stay on, to come back from wherever is it that his mind is traveling in time. Because remember, Dr. Manhattan, he experiences time unlike any other human. So she pleads to him to come back and asks him, where are you right now in terms of time? And he replies that he's in every moment all at once. And literally we see him having flashes of his life, the happiest moments as a human that he shared with Angela and the rest of his family, his extended family, all flashing before his eyes. And then Angela gets this teary realization of what is actually going to happen. And then Cal's, not Dr. Manhattan's, but Cal's final "I love you" was just a perfect book ending to this romance, or that was well written. I really believe that the two of them need to be recognized for their excellent work on this series. I do hope that Regina King, I heard that she was snubbed at the Golden Globes. I do hope she gets an Emmy nomination, perhaps even a win in the drama category, and Martin maybe in the supporting category. So then the scene moves, so that's it, Dr. Manhattan is gone, and it's only been 50 minutes. We've still got about 15 to 20 minutes left in the episode. So what happens next? So remember that Ozymandias, Laurie and Looking Glass were teleported to Karnak, Ozymandias' Antarctic retreat, HQ. And so the reason for that was that he wanted Adrian White, Ozymandias. He knew that Ozymandias would be able to stop the impending doom. So what we have is a squid hailstorm. These are the size. These are actual hailstorms of squid. So it's a scene where policemen are running all over, people get smashed. Lady Trio finally dies, rather hilariously. It's the end of her arc, and then we move on to the epilogue. First we see Archie, the original Archie from Night Owl, the second Night Owl, and we see in Karnak, and then we get a montage of an end as the Ava family, reunite. There's a theme of legacy with her son, Topher seeing Sister Knight's costume and realizing that his mom is actually Sister Knight. Perhaps he might take the mantle, knowing what happens right at the end, because that's not all. I mean, Lindelof just had to give us that one final twist, with the seemingly innocuous things that Dr. Manhattan had done over the several last few episodes before this. All of them bringing back into focus right here as Angela realizes that somehow Dr. Manhattan has managed to pass some of his ability into an egg, which is a prevalent theme throughout the series. We remember if we started it with two eggs breaking and all that, and we end with one as well. Angela drinks that egg. We are led to believe that she has managed to harness some of Dr. Manhattan's powers. Was it successful? Did he manage to transfer some of his powers? Does she finally walk on water? We don't know, because it ends there. And we led to me, that particular ending, it's not contrite. So they leaves, if they ever decide to make a second season, then they leave this there is this plot point which they could further expand on. Or if they decide, that's it, nine episodes, one season and done, Lindelof decides that he doesn't want to move forward with a second season, then I feel that it's a perfect ending, because we never see if she actually gets her power. That is not the interesting part. The interesting part is what she would do when she has that power, and I think it was a beautiful ending. There's often this criticism that has been leveled at Lindelof for not being able to finish what he has started. I, for one, disagree. I thought, yes, after watching it several times, Lost kind of ended in a rather blasé way, if I may say. Although I think the journey that reached, that took 6 seasons, was an amazing roller coaster, which is part of what I enjoy Lost about so much. And then he had Leftovers, which was almost what I would consider perfect heavily serialized television. It got stronger and stronger over its 28 episode run, and ended amazingly well, one of the best finales ever. And then then we get to Watchmen, and this is purely my opinion. I think that Watchmen may go down in history as the most complete television series or television event that was ever created. I struggle to see something that could top it, in my opinion. There was drama, action, emotions, a lot of science fiction, all at its best, and it was an absolute masterclass in genre storytelling, in my opinion. It was no easy task for Damon Lindelof, mind you. I mean, with the source material, the seminal graphic novel, he handled all of that metaphysical weight, the intrinsic storyline, the bonkers characters and situations that happen in the novel, and he managed to come up with a great sequel, in my opinion. And god damn it, did he deliver with the finale, man. I mean, what an emotionally exhausting, mind-bending, genre-altering 9 hours of spectacular television that was. Kudos to Damon Lindelof and all of his team members, the writers, all the directors, the music, everything. Everybody did a fantastic job. Kudos to them. That's it for this series. Maybe we might see a season 2 in a few years. I don't know. I say HBO. You gotta just, I think, you listen to whatever Damon Lindelof has to say. If he wants to do one, go for it. Whatever he decides, I trust him. So one final time, guys. Quis custodiet ipsos custodes. Who's watching The Watchmen? Did you watch The Watchmen? I hope you enjoyed this review of what has been a fantastic series. If you see the playlist, there's a few other reviews of the prior episodes as well. Um, do sound out in the comments. This has been a presentation of Badass Reviews. Pick up that remote, like, share, subscribe, comment, do that thing, but most importantly, keep calm and rock on.